Directly from Senn High School Studio 231, this is Senn TV Season 3.
3, 2.
Welcome back to Senn TV. We're here for our end of the first semester episode. Final exams are next week, Monday and Tuesday. Are you ready, Bulldogs? Let's take a look at some tips for our freshmen from our teachers.
Freshmen, I'm sure you guys are well aware of what's around the corner. Of course, I'm talking about finals. And although a few of you might feel a little bit discouraged, I put together a tiny little piece that'll hopefully brighten your spirits.
For freshman students, make sure all your materials are organized, and that they're organized chronologically, so you're not studying stuff that was, that won't necessarily appear on the exam. Make sure that if there is a study guide that you have it. And if you're unsure about whether there's a study guide, you should probably ask your teacher. I also like to tell my students to prioritize what they don't know. Like, so if you look at the study guide and there are things that you're completely unfamiliar with, that should be the place that you start in terms of studying.
My advice for freshmen is just make sure you guys get here early, eat a good breakfast, study over the weekend, get a good night's sleep, come here early and study. Good luck and relax. Biggest thing is relax.
What I would tell the freshmen is, like, if you're not focused from the start, you're gonna lose track and like forget everything. So it's better to like start off everything, organizing everything, so you don't get lost at the way over at the end. Because mostly what I did wrong right now is like, I came to school 2 weeks late and then I couldn't handle like what was going on. So it took me time to like manage to get everything back. So if you stay on track from the beginning, everything's gonna be good.
I think that they should take it very seriously and that they should sit down and actually study for their finals. Don't take freshmen here for granted. It actually counts.
For freshmen, I would say study really hard, and you could do that by reviewing flashcards and old work and notes and other quizzes that you might have failed on or succeeded on, and just review everything that you have.
Study a lot.
Don't stress out. Y'all can study or whatever, but make sure y'all eat good, eat a healthy breakfast, not stressing out, and just do good.
So if I was to offer advice to freshmen for final exams, I would say review your study guide, review the key terms that you've studied for the first semester and the key concepts. Make sure you can understand the big picture concepts and then also the details, and that will help you prepare for your final exams. And lastly, be positive and eat breakfast and get a lot of rest. That's it.
Kirsten Ceralde recently was awarded first prize in a Walgreens Expressions Challenge in the Media Arts category. She proudly represented the journalism program with this award. She won $2,000 and was recently featured on Fox Chicago's Morning Show. Let's take a look at the appearance.
Love when big companies do great things. Walgreens asked high schoolers from Chicago and St. Louis to express their perspective on topics impacting their peers. Joining us this morning, we've got the finalists to introduce to you. One is Kirsten Ceralde to my immediate right. We've got Tyreek Hampton. We've got Anna Mancera, along with John Griemer from the Expressions Challenge. Good morning to you all.
Good morning. Good morning.
John, I want to start with you, and we don't have a lot of time. Give me, in a nutshell, about the Expressions Challenge. What is it about? What's the goal?
It's all about young people rising to their potential. What we do at Walgreens is one of our focus in our corporate social responsibility group. So we sponsor a competition in the written word, the visual word, and multimedia, and these are our finalists talking about making healthy decisions as young people.
It's a great idea. So I want to start, Kristen, with you. What form did you choose to express your voice?
I use a video, so I made a film.
So you made a film, and we've got just a snippet we'll show, and we can talk over it. What was your goal when you decided, I'm going to make a movie, and what was the topic?
It was about being happy and just staying true to yourself, and the reason why I made this was because I had a lot of inspiration behind it, and I was saying, I want this video to affect people and the things that's going on around them. I want them to feel motivated about themselves.
Tyreek, you took on a very, very serious topic. Tell us about that and how you expressed your voice.
I took on the topic of suicide and bullying, and the reason why I chose that topic is because it's something that I've dealt with personally, And I just wanted to spread the message that it's not always the way to go. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and you can do anything if you put your mind to it. And I just also want people to understand to just treat people the way that you want to be treated.
And Anna, you chose a different medium, a visual art, but a similar theme to what we just heard from Tyreek. Let's put that up. Hopefully we've got that image. And talk to me about what was in the mind of the artist. What were you going for here?
I was going like, it's obviously this is an issue that's been going on for like long, that somebody like portrays themselves as a healthy, happy person, but in reality they're going through something, and that's like actual issues that are going around.
And this could be to any one of the three of you. You know, when I grew up, there was bullying and there was depression, but there wasn't social media. How big of a role does that play in some of these, grim topics that you're addressing?
I mean, to me, it's a really huge role because everything that you post is just the things that other people want to see, is the things that you want people to see about you. But, the real reason you should be happy is just being true to yourself.
Okay, so back to you, John. These are the finalists. What happens next? We're done for this year, right?
We're done for this year. I'd encourage everyone to go to Walgreens Expressions Challenge online. You can Google it. Take a look, and if you're interested for next year, we'd love to have it. This weekend, we're having our finalist ceremony in St. Louis as well. So please,
$2,000, right? They get $2,000.
For each of the winners,
and
yes.
Who else? And somebody else gets money too?
The schools that
the
they're
school
from,
gets money?
and then their teacher also gets a stipend as well.
Well, congratulations to you all. Fantastic job.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you coming in this morning. Anita?
Ms. Hume and the Senn dance students are holding a winter performance on Thursday and Friday of this week. We spoke with them about it.
I'm very excited to be attending the Senn Winter Dance Show on Thursday and Friday, hosted by Ms. Hume and the Senn Dancers.
You should come to the dance show. It's a really fun, eclectic show. You'll see a wide range of dances and a lot of energy and hard work from our dancers.
Especially if you're new, if you haven't been to Senn before, like if this is your freshman year, just see what it's like. See if you want to take a dance class or whatever. And it's a fun thing it's just fun. Yeah, there's a bunch of different pieces, different genres, ballet, jazz, hip hop, modern, everything. So yeah.
A lot of people put really hard work into creating these dances and expressing themselves and like their story. So I think it's really cool. Like everybody should come and see what people have to offer and like what they want to share with everybody.
Also, like now we have all 4 of the freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and senior classes, so it's gonna be a really big show, and a lot of us have like improved over the summer and like gotten much better. So I feel like it's gonna be a great show. Y'all should come see it.
With so many great albums of 2017, it was tough to choose the year's best. Senn TV and various other Bulldogs weighed in on their choices.
So my favorite album of 2017 was probably my own album. No, seriously, my favorite album of 2017 was it's actually 2 of the same person. One is called Lord Season by Scarlord, and the other one is Chaos Theory by Scarlord. They were just like the best albums I ever listened to because it's a mix of rap and rock, but it made sense. And his flow is like one of the best flows I ever heard in my life. So, I mean, a man can put at least 200 words in like 20 seconds. That's how fast he can rap. But yeah, and he's a British rapper. That's a plus for me too. So that was my favorite album, and I hope to see what everybody else's favorite album is.
If I had to say what my favorite album of 2017 was, I would have to say Damn by Kendrick Lamar. Personally, I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar, and I think it was a good, cohesive album of like all his previous albums together, and it was a big commercial hit too.
I'd have to agree with that. I'm not, a big Kendrick fan. That's like the first album I listened, but I like the storytelling that he does and the lyricism that he puts into it, and also, he came with the turnt songs as well. And I'd also like to say that More Life, which wasn't an album, but it's a playlist, but it's the first like work that I listened to of Drake, and I like Drake, and I feel like that was a good representation of Drake.
My favorite album of 2017, along with my favorite concert of 2017, was an artist named Moses Sumney. His album Aromanticism was wonderful, and my favorite song off of it is called Lover's Quarrel. I think it's really creative and interesting, and it's like nothing I've ever heard, and the concert was very magical. It was one of the best I've seen in a really long time.
So my top 2 songs that I liked the most was the 1-800 from Logic and I Am the One from DJ Cal. The reason why I like the 1-800 one from Logic was because basically he's just kind of telling like a story, you know, about like depression and suicidal kids, and in a way like he shows that at first they're kind of like giving up, yeah, but in the end it's just like there's a reason for why they are here, you know, and kind of just like not to give up, you know, he's just kind of speaking for the ones who don't have a voice. And that's what kind of got to me the most out of it. And then for I'm the One, it's just, I just like the song. I really do.
So what was your favorite song or single from 2017?
From 2017, I'd have to say it was a Greek song by Yorgos Tsalikis, To Magazi. That is George Tsalikis, The Restaurant. It obviously sounds a little bit better in Greek, but it's a song about people coming together, and you're in the restaurant, the club, the lounge, and you're all dancing and singing and hugging together. It's a really upbeat, you know, awesome song like that.
ASAP Mob, Too Cozy, Volume 2. That is like, I don't know, man. It's just about giving little kids the swag. It's about being cozy, sweatsuits, comfortable sneakers. We all feel us this year. So it's like, we really not trying to like, it's not about mainstream stuff no more. Like, we trying to, it's ASAP Mob. What's up?
Damned would have to be my favorite. In terms of what it did to me, I cried towards the end. And I feel like it's more relatable than 444 because Jay-Z was, I don't know, it was all about him and, you know, his wealth and stuff like that. I don't know, but Damn would be more of my favorite because of what it did to me emotionally and, you know, yeah.
And why was Flower Boy your favorite album?
Flower Boy was my favorite album because in Tyler the Creator's earlier albums, there was like a lot of pain and anger, which was evident in his lyrics. He used a lot of derogatory terms and curse words, but in Flower Boy, it felt like the release of all of that pain so he could like bloom into the flower that he is.
Tashkea Sultana and Dablaser interviewed new Spanish teacher Jessica Cullishpuma about her journey to Chicago and Senn High School. Let's take a look.
So I am a Spanish teacher here at Senn. I teach Spanish 1 honor students and Spanish 2. Very different than the United States. In Ecuador, most of my time was spent outside. So here, since I lived in the United States, I think it's very uncommon for me to be doing something outside or something where I have to be walking, you know. In Ecuador, you walked everywhere. There was no such thing as cars. We didn't have trains. So it was very like outdoorsy. When I moved here and I saw a train for the first time, my dad had to literally pick me up, drag me inside the train because I was screaming. I was like, I will not get in that train. Those doors, that automatic doors, are going to kill me. I am not going to go through those. He had to pick me up and push me through them. He was like, you're getting in, it's not going to kill you. I had a teacher in high school. The first time I took a Spanish class was in high school. And before that, I didn't ever find a place where I fit in school. Like, I was good at English and math, everything. I had straight A's, but I never felt like I belonged in a class. And then I took my first Spanish class and I went in there, my teacher was talking about the culture and the language, and I was like, oh my God, that is what I want to do. And it never changed. I researched a lot of schools before I picked a place to interview. It's my first year teaching, and I love the fact that this school is so diverse. I wanted to teach about culture, Spanish, language, and I think having this place that is so diverse, I can reach so many people from so different ethnicities. That's one of the things that attracted me. And then just looking at the building, it's like gorgeous. I think some good experiences overall has been like my students. I love my students. I have a mix of everything in my classes. I have goofy students, I have students who are so focused, and then everything in between. I just absolutely love them. I think think one challenge overall is time. I mean, like time to plan, time to spend at home and do a lot of things with, you know, my family. Christmas shopping, I haven't been able to do that. So just time, figuring out, you know, like building. I'm not the most organized person in the world, as some of my students can see in class sometimes. I'm like, where's my paper? Or where's my water bottle? Because I lose everything. So I think it's just being organized and finding the time to do the little things. End of the school year, I want them to be mixing English and Spanish, like getting confused. Because I think when students start to get confused and mix, like thinking Spanish and thinking English, and they're like, what is going on? That is when they're learning. So I want to see that in all my students, have them confused, and then just be able to have a conversation in Spanish. They are each for one of my classes, so I teach 2 classes in this room. So this one is specifically for my class, and before break, I'm going to fill it with just like goodies for the class, and then we're going to essentially raffle it out for participation points. And then whoever has the most wins the little sock with some presents.
Well, that's all the time for today, son. Until next time, toots magoots.